Hey guys, had some really good sessions over the past few days with Gabe and Matthew and John and Whitney and George and Trace. So we covered all 4 strokes. Good stuff. Here we go. One of the best drills that you can do with swimmers of all ages, but especially younger swimmers, is sculling. We want to develop a really good feel, a really good touch for the water so that they can grab the catch and propel themselves forward effectively. All right, here goes Whitney working on some sculling. An important aspect of sculling is to make sure that you feel pressure on the palms at all times. We don't just want to slide the hands in and out. We want to feel pressure effectively on those palms and then work our way into the swim. Now we took off the snorkel and we're just working on the swim, looking for that same feel on the palms, feeling the catch, feeling that pressure on the palms all the way from the catch point all the way through the finish, through the hip. Good. Okay, coming up next is George. Had a great session on breaststroke, specifically working on being more powerful, more aggressive, launching into the line. We don't just want to land on the water after this breath. We want to use the kick and launch that line. So watch here as George is swimming. You can see he's holding a really good line, but when he enters into the line, it's just a little bit casual. We want to really launch it. We want to aggressive. Remember, breaststroke is an attacking stroke, and we want to attack that line. So we did the kick replace drill where we alternate one breaststroke kick with one dolphin kick. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the aggressiveness of the breaststroke kick to be as aggressive as the dolphin kick. Now here we go, working it into the stroke. Every stroke we want to be launching into that line. We want to attack the line with an aggressive breaststroke kick, not just returning to the surface, but launching forward into the line. Good work. In the stroke of butterfly, if you lift your chin for the breath while your head is still underwater, it can really cause some trouble with your catch. You tend to push down on the water instead of pushing back. So Trace is coming up next, and we worked on keeping that head position steady. All right, so here he is. You're going to see him lifting his chin pretty early, and what's happening is he ends up pushing down a little bit too much on the catch rather than back toward the hips. So we're going to steady up that head and drive forward with the top of the head. Comes Trace. He's going to be thinking about driving the top of his head forward with the goggles angled more down. So he's not lifting the chin early, driving the top of the head, kind of like a ram, just driving head first into the oxygen, and that's really helping us catch. Good job. All right, staying with the theme of butterfly, here's Matthew from yesterday. He was working on being more patient in the front part of his stroke, which allowed his hips to rise up. And again, the hips need to rise up so that they can drive down and forward when you pull. So here he is before we worked on his stroke. You can see it's a nice stroke, but he's a little bit rushed getting into that pull, not allowing the hips to come up quite as much as they need to, and therefore he's limiting his power. Now here we go, exercising a little more patience out in the front part of the stroke. You'll see his hips really driving up. Good. Patient out in front, so when he pulls, he's driving those hips at the same time, and that's how we create excellent power in butterfly. Often in the stroke of backstroke, swimmers will enter their hands into the water too gently, and therefore there's a delay in the stroke, there's a delay in the catch, and often the catch isn't deep enough. And that's what we worked on with John, and he did a really good job making some adjustments. So here he goes before we worked on his stroke. You can see how he's very smooth, but just entering the water too gently with the hands and missing out on some tempo, missing out on a really good catch, and the catch isn't getting very deep, which is limiting his rotation. Now watch the change John makes here as he's much more eager and aggressive, driving the hands into the water with more purpose, with more eagerness, trying to get that deeper catch, resulting in better rotation and a better stroke. Good work. A very important element, perhaps the most important element of freestyle, is body line, and that begins with a great head position, and especially a great head position when you take a breath. We're going to see Gabe working on that here in just a minute. Now watch here as Gabe goes for the breath. Watch how he raises his head up. See that? So that's what takes away a really good body line. What happens is he pushes down with the hand, he raises the head up, and he loses the body line. Of course, the problem with losing a body line is it slows you down. So you're going to see here in just a minute that he makes some really good adjustments. We want to drive that head forward, top of the head forward through the breath instead of lifting it up. The nice adjustment he makes here when he takes the breath, he's going to drive the top of his head straight through the breath right there. Good. So top of the head, driving forward, keeping the body line nice and straight. Good job, Gabe. Good morning, everybody. Had a really good session with George this morning, specifically about breaststroke kick. You know, when you finish your breaststroke kick, you don't want your legs to be casual and all loose and flowing. You want to snap it closed. Let's check this out. Okay, watch George's kick here, just a little too casual as he finishes it. We want to straighten the legs, squeeze them together, and hold that line at the end of each kick. Watch this here, much better job, squeezing the line at the end of the kick. Straightening the legs, squeezing the feet together. Good. Finishing each kick with a snap. Good work. So no matter if you're a great breaststroker or still really working on it, you can get a lot of really good snap out of each kick and close the door. Slam that door closed at the end of each kick and launch yourself forward. See ya.